So this glass of water looks really refreshing. Just exactly what I need after a hot day out in the sun.
Stop! Dan, you might not want to do that. That water is full of millions of tiny germs called pathogens.
Ooh, yuck!
Pathogens are bacteria and viruses that live in water and can make people very sick or even kill them. According to the World Health Organization, as many as 3.4 million people die each year due to these waterborne diseases. One of the most common pathogens is E. coli, which you might have heard of because it can be found in water sources throughout the world.
But if there's pathogens in this water, how do I know if it's safe to drink?
One way is to use a ceramic water filter like this. Water filters for biological pathogens are rated by the log reduction in bacteria and viruses they can achieve. This filter can reduce the E. coli concentration by more than 2 logs. Since each log is equivalent to 1 9 reduction, that means that this filter can reduce E. coli by more than 99%.
So then, how much E. coli needs to be removed so that it's safe to drink?
I don't know. Let's take a look at the math. First, let's assume the water source we're using has an E. coli concentration of 2 times 10 to the third per 100 milliliters of water.
That's a lot of E. coli. The World Health Organization has guidelines that help us to understand that if concentrations are above more than 1 bacteria per 100 milliliters, I might get sick. So Jess, how much needs to be removed from this glass to make it safe?
If we take a standard-sized bottle of water, we have 500 milliliters of contaminated water. And we know that every 100 milliliters of water has 2 times 10 to the third E. coli in it. For our calculation, we'll use a filter that can reduce E. coli by 4 logs, or 99.99%. To calculate the amount of E. coli removed from the water, we need to find out what 99.99% of 2 times 10 to the third is.
Now that we've calculated how much E. coli was removed, what I really want to know is how much is left. Is it safe? So that's great news. The World Health Organization tells us that those quality guidelines of less than 1 E. coli per 100 milliliters are safe. And that's what my glass is. Jess, cheers. By the way, this filter that's behind us, it's been literally a world saver. As engineers, we get to help solve problems every day. Some of them are really important to health and well-being of everyone. Take a look at this video that we've got.
This wasn't an ordinary storm. It wasn't an ordinary situation that we normally face. The rest of the country sees us as a people that build homes next to rivers and we're supposed to flood all the time. That's what they see. That's what the media portrays. That's not what this storm was. This storm was 32 inches of water in 34 hours. That's 7 trillion gallons of water. To put it in perspective, if you lived in the northern part of the country where you get a lot of snow, this would be 25 feet of snow that you would have to deal with in less than a day and a half. Unimaginable.
This whole area here was completely flooded, 4, 5, 6 feet of water in all these homes. I was here almost 3 weeks ago, and the only way we could get to this spot right here was by airboat. We were with some guys they call the Cajun Navy. They're not really in the Navy. They're volunteers from New Orleans. Contractors were here with an airboat with a big propeller on the back. And we came right up this river to this bridge up here. The water was so high we couldn't go under the bridge. But now the water, of course, is down, but the misery is here. The people have to pick up the pieces of their lives. And one of the biggest problems is there's no safe drinking water. Most of the people here are on water wells, which were contaminated by the flood. Some of them have city water, but there's broken pipes, so there's a boil order on here. In other words, the government is saying, if you're going to drink that water, you need to boil it first. So having heard about that, the Kohler Company is a company that we buy a water filtration system from at a very reasonable price for use all over the world. We never dreamed we'd be using them here in the U.S. When all of this flood happened and Operation Blessing was here working on the ground, the fellow from the Kohler Company called me one day and he said, "Hey Bill, is there a place where we could use the Kohler Clarity filters down there. And I said, well, you know, I hadn't thought about that, but maybe. So I checked with Clay Schexnayder, and he came back to me the next day and he said we could use 400 or 500 of these. And so Kohler was kind enough to donate those filters. So we're down here today distributing, going door to door and asking homeowners if they would like one of these filters. And of course, we're giving away free the compliments of the Kohler Company and Operation Blessing. It's just one more way that we're helping people with safe water. This is something, quite frankly, I never thought we'd be doing here in the United States. But 5 weeks into this disaster here in Louisiana, we're doing it today.
I could never repay or thank Operation Blessing or Kohler enough for doing what they've done today. It's a tremendous asset to be able to meet y'all and to be able to have y'all side by side with me in this time of need, to be able to reach out and help these people. These people come in from all over, and having y'all side by side on the arm with the community like we've been has been a blessing to these people to be able to survive down here and do the things that they need to do to repair their homes and get back to a normal everyday life.